If it's so easy, why aren't more people doing it? I don't know, but if you're a homeowner, you can't afford to miss these simple tips that can save you hundreds of dollars a month, and it takes very little effort and time to do so. Let's do it. It's simple, it's pretty easy, and it's relatively quick. However, most people either don't think about it, don't pay attention to it, or simply just don't know. If you own a home, then you likely have the following bills: a mortgage payment, a gas bill, homeowner's insurance, internet, and some type of streaming service, cable or satellite. But did you know that you likely are paying way too much money for more than one of these bills, if not all of them? How do I know this? Because all of these companies that you are paying are counting on one thing: that you use their company, put your payments on Autopay, and then don't pay attention to them. Have you noticed that so many companies nowadays want you to enroll in paperless billing and Autopay? Do you think that this is for your convenience only? I mean, isn't it saving you money? Because when you enroll in Autopay with a lot of these companies, they give you a savings of like $10 a month off your bill. Or it's because out of the kindness of their heart, they want to help you as a loyal customer. Call me cynical, but no. Big businesses have one primary goal in mind, and that's to make money. You may be asking, how is paperless billing and Autopay making these companies money? Well, in two ways. One is they are making sure people actually pay on time, which means less chasing down people who haven't paid, and these auto payments go directly into their accounts. So there are less checks coming into them that they have to handle. The company then doesn't have to hire as many people on, which saves them a bunch of money. Second reason, and this is the one that impacts you so much: many companies increase their fees as time goes on. There are a lot of companies that have introductory rates that expire, and then their real extravagantly high rates kick in. And here's what they're counting on. They're counting on you not to pay attention. They want you to have your Autopay on and never look at your bills. Never seeing that the cable and internet bill that was maybe $70 per month is now $120 per month. The insurance companies may increase $600 or more over a year. What typically happens with most people is there's a day where they need to look deeper into their finances and maybe their bank statements for whatever reason you have, and then all of a sudden you see you've been paying way too much for way too long on bills that you thought were one rate and now are another. And now you have to call the company and find out what is going on. And then you sit on hold for an hour. And after you finally get to someone, they let you know that they sent an email about these rate increases. But since you have hundreds of emails coming in every day, that you missed it. Or better yet, their email went to spam. And now, after months and maybe a year or more of paying way too much, you now have to try to figure out what you can do. Or maybe you just don't know or don't really care about actually saving money by shopping around or calling your current company to see if you can negotiate a better deal, because you maybe not think it's that much money, but you can negotiate for better. Let me take a minute to walk you through my story so you can see how much I was paying, which was way too much, and how I figured out how to save on bills, what you can expect when you go through this process, and in the end, and see how much you could save right now. Let's start with the gas bill. For those that don't know, there are a lot of different gas providers. If you have natural gas coming into your home, then you have a gas bill. Here in Georgia, there are a plethora of providers like Scana Energy and Georgia Natural Gas and Gas South, and the list goes on and on. Well, as being someone who didn't pay attention to bills years ago, I found out one day that we were not only paying over $1 per therm, but there were companies actually charging 49 cents per therm at the time. I'm not going to get into what a therm is, but let's just say what we were paying was way too much. Matter of fact, it was more than double of what we could have been paying. What I didn't know at the time is you could shop around for gas providers, but on that day, I found that out. I then went to investigate and found the provider that would give us a rate of 49 cents per therm as the advertisement I heard. Now, since that time years ago, rates have gone up for everybody, but this was a really big change at the time. we made the move and I started to learn how the game was being played. I discovered that the rate was good for a couple of years, but then it would all of a sudden go up. So in a couple of years, I went back to the provider as well as other providers to see who is going to give me the best rate now. Now with gas, like every company, there are all these fees that salespeople from these companies, or when you hear their advertisements conveniently forget to tell you. What I learned is to ask whomever you're talking to what the total bill will be each month after it is all said and done. This is the best tip I can give you when dealing with all of the companies we're talking about today. What is the total bill? Because I found out that some companies that gave me a better price for therm had hidden fees that in the end cost me actually more money per month than companies that actually were charging a little bit more per therm. In the end, I saved and continue to save about $30 per month on my gas bill because I shop around for different providers. Let's move on to home insurance, which most people bundle with their car insurance. You need to shop this around each year. Do you get tired every year of having your insurance jump $200 to $500 for a year even though you've had 0 claims? You're a good driver, you've paid all your bills on time. I know I do. And what I really hated is when I would call my provider and threaten to leave and find a cheaper insurance company, they would then give me the same rate I had had the previous year. This really started to irritate me because basically the insurance company was going to overcharge me unless I threatened to leave. If I did that, then and only then would they continue the good rate I had from the previous years. This infuriates me. Why is it that a company is willing to give you a better deal, but only if you threaten to leave and find another provider? After years of dealing with this myself, I made a discovery: insurance brokers. I found out that there were actually people who ran businesses by shopping your insurance rate around to multiple providers at the same time. And the best thing is with one of these insurance brokers is that every year or two, they will actually shop your rate around with you not even asking. I finally can be mostly hands-off and someone else can deal with the headache of talking with all these insurance companies. As far as this is concerned, shopping insurance has saved me about $60 per month. The next ones I'm going to lump all together, which are internet, streaming, cable, and satellite, because there are so many options and a number of bundles you can get that I'm just going to put these all together. For me, I used to have cable, Comcast cable to be exact. I loathe Comcast, loathe them. They had the worst customer service experience I've ever had. And here's why. For some reason, cable providers don't have competition for an area. Only one provider for cable is allowed in an area. So if you want cable, you only have one choice. Mine was Comcast. And while there are satellite options, it really wasn't the same thing. Well, this has changed for many when things like AT&T Fiber, Google Fiber, streaming services, and the like came into the game. We are no longer dependent on companies like Comcast. But even these new companies play the same games as everyone else. A year or so ago, I almost thought I was going to have to go back to Comcast because they were advertising this great deal. It seemed too good to pass up. Thankfully, I used what I already shared with you earlier as my number one tip. When I called them, I asked them what the final bill was going to be. See, on the surface, it looked like I was going to save about $50 per month with my TV and internet, as they advertised. But when I asked about what the final bill was going to be, they told me all the fees, and it was actually going to cost me $20 more per month. How is it possible to advertise something that seemed like it was going to save big for me per month, and it ended up being a $70 swing? Because that's what companies do. They want you to sign a contract for a service in which they hide the total payment, and then once you find out, it's too late. So in the end, I still have to fight for a low internet cost, and I shop streaming services around, but I save about $30 per month on the internet because I keep getting their introductory rates, and about $20 per month on streaming or cable for some. Last thing I'll talk about is your mortgage. Now, for those that put down 20% or more for their current mortgage they have on their house, you can skip ahead to or near the end of this video because this won't apply to you. But if you did not do that, listen up. If you put less than 20% down on the current home that you are living in, you likely still have something called PMI, which is premium mortgage insurance. I'm not going to get into the details of this, but the cost usually is anywhere from $30 to $70 per month per $100,000 of the loan amount. Let's just say that you're paying $150 per month right now on PMI as a part of your mortgage payment. The good news is that this can be removed from your mortgage once you have paid 20% equity into your home. Now, this will automatically be taken off when you have paid 20% of your mortgage off. Yay. The issue is you can actually get this taken off depending on the type of loan you got. When you have 20% equity in your home, not just what you've paid off so far, meaning if your home's value has gone up enough compared to what you have left to pay on your mortgage, and it's 80% or less of what your home is worth, meaning you have 20% or more equity in your home, you can then ask the mortgage company to evaluate the value of your home, what you still have left to pay, and remove the PMI. I'm not going to get into any more details about this today, but talk with your real estate agent and or your lender to find out more. Biggest thing is I don't want you paying PMI when you don't have to. All right, let's evaluate the savings now. Let's first look at everything but PMI. If you are shopping around your bills, you have the potential to save $140 per month or more. That is a total of $1,680 per year. That is an extra mortgage payment that you could put on your principal of your home. You literally could take the savings you have and make an extra payment towards the principal of your home. If you did that every year on a 30-year loan, you could pay your house off much earlier, 6 to 7 years earlier, and that would save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest payments that you would not have to pay. Let's look at what happens if you're not only saving on your monthly bills, but you also get rid of PMI. If you drop PMI and are shopping around all your other bills, you could be saving $290 per month or more. That's $3,480 per year. Imagine what you could do with that extra money. Extra payments on your mortgage, invest, go on a trip. With just a few hours a year of your time, you could be saving a significant amount of money each year. I'm Jonathan McCoy, Atlanta's Real McCoy, and I post videos just like this about all things real estate, as well as living, working, playing, and breathing all things Atlanta and the metro Atlanta area every week. If you're thinking about making a move soon and you're looking to sell your home, you cannot afford to miss this video right here. Take a look, you won't be sorry. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.